We saw The Flash right now. Want to see us watch it again? Congratulations, you just did.
Welcome to Time Sweeps.
Oh. And we're back.
Wow. Does that work?
That works, yeah.
We're in. We're in
Okay,
now.
we're in
It's
this.
going to work whether we like it or not.
In us ho.
We
With
in it
The
to
Simpsons
win
kid
it.
being
In this
flipped over.
bitch. We in this bitch.
What's his name? Ralphie.
From Christmas Story.
Yes. After I said The Simpsons, that's exactly the one.
Now we're more balanced. Good.
The kid with glasses.
Cool.
This one's got a dented head.
Yes.
Anyway, so
Every time I see a soft spot on a kid's head.
we saw The Flash.
We did. We got to see it early.
Yeah.
If you follow us on Instagram, any of us, and the Time Sweeps thing, you would have seen that we saw it. We got to see it about 9 days earlier.
Yeah.
Which was pretty cool. Wyatt was just like, I might get to see The Flash early. And he's like, wait, let me email you guys. We all got to see The Flash early. So,
Yeah.
dope.
It was a fun time.
Yeah, early showing. We got some free posters, paid for overpriced popcorn. What was that? You get over there?
No, kicked my ingrown toenail, but I'm fine.
I was gonna say all I heard was like no noises, and all I saw was just like an aggressive
You were
lip
like-
biting. Yeah, it's like an Adventure Time bit.
I'm going to the doctor on Friday.
It's gonna be great.
Thursday
For
to
your
get it
ingrown-
checked out because it's all infected. It's great. Never dig out ingrown toenails yourself, guys, from the people watching, because it will just get worse. Anyway,
Brought to you
So-
by PETA.
PETA. So we got to see The Flash, obviously, and The Flash actually comes out today, right? On release of this
yeah,
episode.
on the release of this episode.
Whenever
Flash
I
will
say
be in
today
theaters.
on the show, I mean Friday.
Yeah, day of release
Yeah.
of the episode.
So, yeah, if you if you're wanting to go see it and don't want to get spoilers, stop watching.
And come back after you watch the movie
Yes.
and get our takes on stuff.
Watch it now. Get
Watch
a
it.
spoiler.
Get a spoiler.
Be special. Be ahead of the group.
So what were you expecting going into the movie?
Honestly, I didn't have very high expectations. I was expecting it to be just an absolute, just
Dumpster fire?
yeah. I was expecting something on the level of just absolutely awful.
Well, I had low expectations going in, and then I was like, it exceeded my low expectations, but I have some thoughts on it that I don't think it's as good of a movie as I thought at the end of the movie watching it.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
When you give it like a week to think about it, you start to like it's
Yeah.
like a post-nut clarity, if you will.
Have you ever laid on your bed
After
afterwards
a good
and
wank.
and just question life and maybe cry a little bit?
It's like I've got opinions on the way that they use Batman in the movie and all this other stuff, and
I have opinions on the whole movie, like the whole movie. In my opinions include the Batman stuff. But anyway, Connor, what was your thoughts going into the movie?
Going into the movie?
Yeah.
I mean, I knew that it was gonna be weird. I mean, like, I was really excited at first, but then Ezra Miller kind of did the things, and so I knew it was gonna feel weird. But I tried to, separate the art from the artists a little bit and try to just watch the movie.
Which is something we should all practice.
Yeah, I mean, there to a
Wyatt.
certain degree.
no,
Certain
some
degree.
things are just awful.
Wyatt,
Because I
main
think
culprit.
easily as I've seen a lot of Ezra Miller movies, I think it's weird to say that he did a better job in this and some of his other stuff.
That is very
Like he
true.
phoned it in those Harry Potter movies he was in.
The Fantastic Beasts movies.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
did. He did
I
a really
forget-
good job acting wise. Yeah.
It's like it's how I feel like when I see Jared Leto and things. It's just like, how come you could do this like 20 years ago, but now you have like a Jesus
yeah,
complex,
like American Psycho.
where he does a perfect drunk guy
Yeah.
because he also gets hit in the back of the head with an axe. But for his credit of being a drunk guy, he does a fairly good job.
That's Jared Leto? Hold
Yeah.
on. That's Jared Leto?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's young Jared Leto.
Bro, his face is... I don't even
He's like 50.
recognize him because his face is all sunken in now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
because he's literally a corpse. I don't know.
It's more
Drugs.
than time.
He has to be the real Morbius. That's the only option.
drugs.
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 It's a
Drugs.
hell of a drug.
Meth is a hell of a drug, kids. Anyway.
But so the movie opens up, and let me just say at the start of this, like, I tried to get past Ezra Miller's voice the whole movie.
Oh my god, it was really
I
hard.
hate Ezra Miller's voice. I think that's my biggest gripe with just the movie in general, is that his voice. That's not how I want Flash to sound.
You can't
know?
really
I know he can't
it's a
control it, but
voice.
I can.
He's not
control
gonna
his
talk
voice.
like this and play the Flash.
No, but he can
No,
be
no,
normal.
no. That's not the problem. It's just that, like, I've
Hi guys, I'm up here and I'm really annoying and loud. Oh my god, I'm so quirky and it's supposed to be funny.
it feels like he's doing a voice because I've heard Ezra Miller talk. When they
You wanna
talk,
fight?
yeah, it's like in this movie. It's like, hey guys, I'm doing a Pauly Shore impression.
Like, it was annoying. Like, it was just so, like, he was making it higher than I feel like I've heard before.
It just is. It's unnecessary.
Mm.
When he tries to diverge between there being two Barrys, I understand that. But, like, his normal Barry Allen is just different than even his own voice. And I understand what he's trying to do. He's trying to be a character. However,
Every Ezra Miller movie I've ever watched has had that voice, so I don't know.
there's something about it to me. It sounds
Like
different
Percy
than
being a
how he does in
Wallflower
other
has
things.
that voice.
Oh, God, I forgot he's in that movie.
I don't know. It just aggravates me.
Like, I don't know. But, I mean, I will say, the beginning of the movie and the beginning, middle, and end of the movie. I mean,
The whole movie, you mean?
I mean,
Yeah,
well,
that was the movie.
fuck you both. Fuck you both. Okay, so the beginning is setting it up like a comedy, like a Deadpool style comedy, without
Fourth
the
wall.
murder. Yeah, you know, without the fourth wall and without the murder. Then midway through, it just gets really dramatic really quickly. And then at the end, it's basically your standard superhero movie.
So I had some thoughts about Ben Affleck's Batman again, because, you know, we're Affleck defenders, I feel like, on this podcast. I wish we were like, that Batman was dope at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, seeing all the things that he
Yeah.
does with the different gadgets and different things.
Seeing him water ski on the concrete, getting on the car, you know what I'm saying, or like when he gets launched in the air off the motorcycle.
Also, the blue costume.
That was dope.
The blue cowl and costume was pretty dope.
I thought it was dope. That was like,
The armor was a little weird.
the
you
armor
thought
was
the
weird.
hexagonal armor was weird,
Yeah,
but from
like,
here up, it
right
was
under
really
here
good.
on Batman's underboob, it
Yeah.
just looks super weird.
Like, I wish they just made the OG suit, but I know you don't really like the fabric on that suit. You said once.
It's got a weird texture, like the one in Batman versus Superman. Like not the cowl and cape, but like the
gray.
they're just like, it's supposed to look like Kevlar. It's like,
No, the fuck.
why does it look ugly then? It looks like it's from a dollar section at Target.
But I thought that the Batman stuff at the beginning of the movie was awesome, dude. Like the way the action. And so I was thinking about Batman in general, and I was like, dude, this is stuff Christian Bale's Batman never could have done. This is why we had to get a new Batman. And I work with people who still are mad that they recasted Christian Bale's Batman for the Batman versus Superman movie.
But they had to.
Christian Bale's Batman could never have done that. Like, with that first action sequence, Christian Bale's Batman could have never done that. Ben Affleck's Batman is the Batman that stands up and stands next to Superman and stands next to Wonder Woman
It makes them look small.
and can compete with them. Christian Bale's Batman is strong for humans. You know, like Ben Affleck, like it's just, I was just like,
But
this is Justice League Batman, and this
Christian
is
Bale's
Batman.
Batman is Batman in probably the most realistic sense. Like in terms of like how he can spend how his money's spent and how like his like physicality, you know.
And I just want to say, I'm not saying
I'd
Affleck's
argue
Batman
even
is better,
Batman did that better.
but
What?
I'd argue that even Robert Pattinson's Batman did
That's
that better.
true. That's true.
yeah, because the car, specifically the cars,
The car, the gadget, the suit,
That's fair.
the way he acts and uses his money.
Yeah. No, like, so, like, there's two. I'm honestly seeing two different even types of Batman. Like, there's the category where it's Batman's alone, and he's all that the world's got, basically, right?
kinda
Which
like
is Christian
Spider-Man.
Bale, Pattinson, like, and then there's the Batman that could stand up with the Justice League and like not be afraid. you know, and that's like Affleck's at the top of that side of the list. For
It's
me.
kind of like,
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, there's also
No Batman would ever be afraid, but I'm
Yeah.
just saying.
I mean, like
He
it's kind
just
of
would
also
look
like
small.
Spider-Man
Yeah.
too. You know, there's like Toby and Andrew, and then Miles and all the other variants, and then there's like Tom Holland, who has all those people.
Right.
So
Mm-hmm.
it's weird.
But yeah, that was my thought about the Batman, Affleck's Batman stuff at the beginning of the movie.
I think it looks good. I like the blue color on the suit because it's different. It's literally, I don't remember the last time we've seen blue
We
in our
haven't.
lifetime.
We haven't.
It's
We
been
literally-
over
we
50 years.
The only blue we've seen is in cartoons.
Yeah.
No.
No, because
In
we
our
weren't
lifetime,
alive.
yes.
Yeah, we weren't
but
alive.
I was going to say 55 plus years ago. 54 plus
So-
years ago.
Oh shit!
lives, in our lives.
Fucking Adam West. Oh my god. Oh.
Bright Knight never wears black.
Oh damn it! How did I forget Adam West?
He's even... Never
He's
mind.
even in it.
Does that count as a
This
spoiler?
is a spoiler. I mean, but I think if people
Because it's
keep up-
literally 5 seconds, and it's a throwaway.
But so Barry saves some babies from the hospital,
He puts
which we
one
get
of-
some really good
he-
flash sequences, and it's like you kind of get I just think his run is distracting still.
Right, I was really like, for a second, I was like, oh, it's going to be
They're gonna
better.
change
And then,
the
like,
run.
the way he prepares before he runs to the hospital, it's just like foot in the air. It's like he's... When SpongeBob goes to blow bubbles, to teach Squidward and Patrick how to
Technique.
blow bubbles. It's technique, technique,
dude.
bring it
I
around
love how, I love
It's
how
that.
later on they make fun of it.
So what was the
Because it's
device
stupid.
in the CW show that they used to help Barry run faster? You know, the thing he put on his chest,
Like a
I don't remember what
Charge
it's
and then
Yeah.
eventually they made it smaller, and it was behind the cowl. I think that's what
Yeah,
they were
something-
insinuating.
this
The
suit
suit-
was different.
the suit made his lightning yellow,
Yeah.
which is what
His color is
right.
supposed to be in the first place.
Yep, and then it like would charge like lines up on his suit. So like I bet the suit made him run faster as well. You know what I'm saying?
Something like that.
Or
Well, he said it helps dissipate the charge because the charge will build up in
Oh,
his
yeah.
suit. So that might be why.
but it could be pushing it behind him, make him faster. I guess.
Technically, the dissipation also existed in the suit that we see in Justice League. Because that's why he was using materials that were found from the crashes of space things,
That's
space
true.
debris. It was to dissipate and use heat, or get the heat away from him. In this case, I think it's just to help with the suit itself, that they were wanting to differ it without
I thought
having
the
to use
suit
an
looked really good.
explanation.
To be honest,
I was going to say, it depends on the angle. There were sometimes it looked a little weird to me. Specifically, like the way the forehead piece went, because they had like a helmet thing going on up here, but the rest of the suit was a suit.
yeah.
Still looks better than Justice League versus the Suicide Squad. That little video game trailer we got with the Flash in it. It's like, ugh. Who let you out of the boardroom? Who did this to you?
Yeah.
Barry, who hurt you?
So yeah, Barry saved some babies.
Put one on a microwave.
He did put one in the microwave, which I thought was
He
hilarious.
didn't hit start. He didn't hit
I was
start.
gonna say he couldn't have hit
He
start in
didn't
the
give
first
it
place.
he didn't give it cancer, but he did save the baby.
He gave the baby cancer and ruined the rest of its life, which is only going to be a couple months.
What? Oh.
Yeah, he's got cancer, Connor. He's not making it very far. He's a very
I
weak baby.
know.
He's fresh from the
Um,
hospital. Not even out.
Not even out of the hospital.
Still in the hospital.
Um,
The thing is literally has to be within 24 hours to 48 hours old.
I know.
If it's a healthy baby that's not
So
staying
there was a
in
lot
for
of
like
weird
3
things
days.
with the faces inside cows. In this movie,
Yeah.
like they were like put in there. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
digitally put in.
Ben Affleck, I don't think ever actually wore the suit in this instance.
You don't
So I
think?
understand it. It was the entire stunt guy did all the body work. As that could be wrong, but last time I remember hearing about it, that was the case. So I think that's where all the budget went to on the CG. All to Ben Affleck's face.
You would have thought they would fucking learn from Henry Cavill.
I think that's the problem. They did learn because it looks better than Henry Cavill.
That's true, but I guess
Then
that-
everything else suffered.
well, then again, they weren't trying to, I mean, putting a face in a cowl's, I mean, it sucks, but it's pretty easy.
It's the opposite of what they were doing for Cavill.
I know.
I'm just saying, it's just like He had a mustache, and they were trying to get rid of that, and it looks awful. And meanwhile, they're over here putting basically the mustache area
Hey, guys.
onto a face.
I don't have a mustache.
The S stands for hope.
Yeah.
It's actually a river.
It's actually a river
Then it looks
going
like
down.
he's got Botox monkey
It's a
lip thing
river
going on.
going down the mountain. So what happens after that?
After that, we get basically Barry Allen has a moment. The exposition and the MacGuffin of time travel that exists for the movie, just as any Flashpoint story does, happens in like the first 5 minutes. 5 minutes. But like he has a whole thing when he's with Batman and
Wonder Woman.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if it was before or after that, but he finds out that he can time travel and he saves
It was after that. 'cause
does
that
the
was
babies
after all the-
differently.
No,
Because he
doesn't.
runs to his house.
He doesn't do the babies different. He just pops his head
Right.
in on the babies.
He sees the babies and then he gets all
and then he goes and
jacked
does
up.
Batman and be like, Batman, I could do time things. And he's like, no, don't.
don't do that.
He's like,
Bad
don't
things
do
are
that.
gonna happen.
And
Bad
then he
things are
does
gonna
it
happen.
anyway.
Just like Flashpoint. He goes back anyway. And he saves his mommy. Which
Dooms an entire reality with it.
literally murders a reality.
Yeah, not just like in Flashpoint where it is a diverging timeline. In this instance, they're like, no, you created a multiverse reality, or you've intersected with one. You've doomed these people to die. Congratulations.
Yeah.
You horrible, horrible man. Yeah.
You want to fight? So the way they explain time travel in the movie was done with spaghetti noodles.
Michael Keaton explained it.
So Barry goes back in time, and then some purpley guy knocks him back out when he's running back to his time. And
Yeah, his name is technically a villain spoiler. So, I mean, are we in the spoiler territory now?
I mean,
Because the toys for him are labeled as Dark Flash.
it is Dark Flash.
I'm pretty sure it is. I think that's what the McFarlane
Yeah,
figure is
it's
labeled
Dark
as.
Flash. It's Dark Flash.
Huh.
Because, it's one of
So
those
that's a
things
new
that
villain, though, right?
technically,
Because there's Black Flash, Reverse Flash, but no, there's
I
not.
thought Black Flash was known as the Black Racer.
Black Racer, yeah, because he's like the death for,
Yeah,
to the
because he's
speedsters.
technically a revamping of a Jack Kirby character.
Which I thought this was gonna be, which is why I was like, oh, that's Barry. Like, I mean, like every speedster is Barry, right? Like
Every speedster has a little bit of Barry in them.
Yeah.
Except for one. Two.
Wally,
3.
right?
Yeah, no, actually 3 now that I think about it.
Wally.
Zoom has basically, like, he slows down things around him, and that's how he is perceived as fast. And then Eobard Thawne has the anti-speed force.
Mhm.
Anti-speed force would mean he goes slow, but hey, who am I? And then you've got Jay Garrick.
Who just runs fast anyway?
Yeah, because he was the Flash before the Flash, I think, in
Right.
mainstream comic continuity.
I thought
He
Jake Garrick
was
Speed Force.
No, Barry's Speed Force.
But he existed before Barry did.
And there's a
And
clip
the
in
Speed Force is supposed to come to a reality when Barry becomes the Speed
yeah,
Force.
there's a clip in it, like there's a comic,
Granted, I'm
and
not
it's like
exactly sure.
Jay Garrick was running fast long before the Speed Force was created.
He's just fast.
He's just a fast boy.
He's just got a thing.
I wish they did more with Jay Garrick because that's probably one of my favorite costumes for any Flash ever.
I think it is my favorite. Like, I'm partial to Jay Garrick, no
I
matter
really like
what it is.
Prime Wally West though, like the white lightning with the hair exposed. You know what I'm talking about? And
White
the-
Lightning.
He's got like blue or white lightning. It's like really light blue.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Like the
I thought
new.
Is it the one where he's in red or the
Yeah,
one where
he's in red.
Okay, so like the Rebirth,
Yeah,
I think is what it
mhm.
was.
He's got silver lightning on him.
Yeah,
instead
like
of-
the silver highlights.
yeah, I think that's my favorite
And
one.
then he ended up, during the death metal stuff, got like the head thing, like he's
yeah,
Manhattan. And it's like, okay.
yeah. I just really like that look. The red with the silver.
Yeah.
And then the
And
white
also,
lightning, the blue lightning.
so Barry meets Barry.
Barry goes and sees his mom, and as you would expect, he can't compose himself, of course, right? Who would? And she's like, "You change your hair." So he is back in time still. So
Yeah,
he's
he's
got to go back to
in-
the future.
Like 2019, I think.
He's 18 years old in
2012.
2012. Yeah, because it's when Superman is supposed to
Zod comes out of the Phantom Zone.
Mm.
So yeah.
And then we got a needless reaction of Barry explaining to Barry on how he was there at Ground Zero, essentially, for Zod's attack on the Metropolis.
So the Flash was there.
And it's just like, well, this wasn't needed. I guess it's okay, but, like, whatever.
Which is cool. But Flash literally could have saved the whole city. If he had any more
He would have been
experience.
negative, but it would have been, yeah.
If he had any experience at all, and it wasn't literally, like, days after he got his powers, from what we could assume from
That's
the timeline.
That's what he said. I think he was, like, a week.
Yeah, he was like, I was brand new to my powers, so I was scared. I saved one kid. And now that kid's an orphan. Did you save him, Barry?
As far as
Or
we
did you
know.
just make him an orphan?
Does he have a mom still?
I don't know.
Only his dad was in the city with him.
His mom might have lived in the city.
We don't know that, though.
He
This is
might
the
have.
problem.
He turned that kid into Batman.
The Flash, you took everything from me.
It's a bagel moment.
So then there's a whole quest to get young Barry his powers, which is kind of recreating the whole, like, the Flash creates himself.
Right.
Like,
I was going to say, I was not expecting it to be like that, but it kind of was.
I was
It
like,
was weird.
my whole thing was, I thought it might have been like why is there no lightning? Why is there no lightning? Maybe I have to be the lightning, which I would have thought would have been awesome. And then, like, he just shocks himself, like he has to throw lightning. Or
Yeah, do the thing. It's like, channel it through your hands. Do it like this.
make yourself a closed circuit.
So there's like 1,000 ways that he could have closed
Could've
circuits
just-
by accident at any given point.
Yeah.
I mean, it still works. I was thinking by accident he just accidentally. He's like, "What do you mean a closed circuit?" And he just like throws his hands down dramatically to
And
the
you
sides and
fucking
shoots
explodes.
into the air.
That could have, yeah. Like
It's
this,
like-
like this.
There's 1,000 ways that it could have gone horribly wrong, just like in reality. You gotta make yourself a closed circuit. Wait a minute.
I was surprised there wasn't.
Do you count as a closed circuit when you close your mouth?
No.
Because that would be every surface would technically
Yeah, but you're
be.
touching here. Your lips are still connected.
I guess that's true. So wait, then does that still?
I don't know. It's a movie.
Yeah, but we're talking about real science.
Because I know you can flow a person.
It was the same reason if
you
you
can
were
put a
if
person
we were
into a circuit.
touching and you were touching something like a battery or like electric fence, and then I touched Connor, it would shock him. But if I was already touching Connor, it wouldn't shock him.
Hypothetically,
Right. But then if you two touched, you guys would get shocked.
it's by the eventuality of touching the ground, though. You know, like those Van der Graaf generator tests, they always have one person sitting on a desk or one person touching the ground,
Yeah.
Yeah.
or everybody's on desks and one person's touching the ground,
Yeah.
or something like that. As soon as you have that ground contact, I believe that's when it shocks. So, like, you have a chain of people.
Yeah, but they had boots
sitting. Right, they had boots on, but like a Van der Graaf generator test, you're still wearing shoes.
Yeah.
True.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Welcome back to this episode of Mythbusters.
Today, we're
message.
dissipating electricity through our hands. Jamie is here to test it.
So the our Barry loses his powers when new Barry gets his powers
Because it the lightning goes.
it goes
through
back
him.
through him like that, like them.
Exactly like that. They both make that sound in unison
Like that.
at each other, just like a turtle.
Barry does phasing, which is the first time we've seen
Yeah,
Barry do
there's a lot of
phasing in this universe.
Phases so hard he goes through his clothes.
And
He does.
They
and goes
make
through the
make
floor.
fun of the run, and because Barry's trying to run, and he's just.
Oh yeah, the running around the
And it's just like he's trying to not alert the security guard, but like he's scuffing and like squeaking the entire time,
Right.
and I'm just like, what the fuck? How's he not
So if he
pointing
ran
his
like
gun
that
at you?
and he was scuffing that hard in the thing, he would be leaving holes everywhere everywhere he ran if his feet were hitting the ground that hard.
Right. Or he's hitting it
Just saying.
so fast that it's not even making enough contact to be able to create the holes.
Maybe that's too.
Because he can also run on water.
Well, his feet got spikes in him now. His boots got spikes, which I thought were cool, like traction spikes, like cleats.
So he's really actually causing a lot of property damage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's making so much potholes around.
He is an issue.
Why is there
he's making more potholes than Kansas City has, which Kansas City has a lot.
Sometimes Central City is Kansas City.
That's fair.
It
Flash
was-
is causing all the potholes.
I was gonna say the Flash is the reason why we have so
Flash
many
is
potholes.
Shitty street.
Honestly, the Flash in
But-
Kansas City would make the most sense because
Yeah.
we're so spread.
It's like kind of how it was in the early 2000s, as I understand it, that they kind of alluded that the Flash was in the Midwest, like Heartland area.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where it was for a very short time, and they were like, "No, it makes more sense to have all superheroes on the coast, so that way they can do boat things."
Weird. And then, but yeah, even well, because the Coast City was like California, right?
Yeah, somewhere on the west,
Or maybe San Francisco or
something like that.
And then Gotham was Chicago, and then
New Jersey.
New Jersey, huh? Okay.
There's a Gotham, New Jersey.
And then New York was Metropolis.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they're across the bay from
I
each
was
other.
gonna say, yeah, Gotham and Metropolis are supposed to be a little bit further from each other, highway distance away, and then you've got it in like Zack Snyder's movies where it's more like San Francisco and Oakland.
Yeah.
It should be a little further. They're near each other, but not like
Yeah.
there's not like an island in between them.
like Brooklyn, like Brooklyn and freaking
Manhattan.
Manhattan. Yeah.
I don't know how New York
Well,
works.
more-
I'm just gonna
More
assume
like
that's,
Staten Island and everything else.
honestly still don't know how New York works.
I
I don't
need
know
to
the
look up
layout.
a
I
map,
just know
yeah.
Manhattan Island. Isn't that what it's called?
I don't think
Manhattan
so.
Island?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
That's
Is
what I
it?
thought
It's-
because
yeah.
it's like
Because there's no,
Semi-hand
there's
shape.
only bridges that get to, like, it's not connected to land. I don't think.
that's what I thought.
Oh.
Because it's not a peninsula.
Let's look up a map. A map.
It's an island.
Because
pretty
it also
sure.
has a problem with sinking, doesn't it? Because there's so much landmass being built on top of it, and it just continuously keeps having problems.
That's kind of funny.
It was hilarious. It's like I remember seeing something. It's just like there's so many buildings on Manhattan that it's sinking. It's just like, what?
That's awesome.
How did you destroy a landmass like that?
So yeah, they be running now, or one of them be
Yeah, the Polly Shoreberry is be running.
And so now,
Oh, I keep calling him Polly Shore because he does a really stupid laugh that reminds me of Polly Shore in the Goofy movie.
he was the cheesy
Whiz guy.
Yeah.
Because I remember him laughing really
Cheddar
stupidly.
Wizzy.
Yeah, Cheddar Wizzy.
So they be running. Then they run to Bruce Wayne's house for some help and assistance. And
It's empty and sad.
it is. Because no one's there to clean it, Wyatt.
Oh, he's also been dead. So
No one's been there to clean it.
Brooklyn is connected to. Wait, no, not Brooklyn. Manhattan. Jesus Christ.
So is it a peninsula?
Type in Manhattan, not New York. Or type in New York, New York. The city's so nice they named it twice.
I hate that.
See, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's Manhattan Island.
Yeah.
It's barely an island, but it's an island.
Is it a
It's an
landmass
inlet-
by itself?
Yeah.
It's
That's
technically
an island.
Technically,
It's an
but
inland
it's like-
island.
but it's like the it's separated by a river. So
It's still an
That's still an island.
I know, but fuck you.
It's an island. So they
They
run
go to
Bruce
West
Wayne's house.
Virginia, and I don't remember where it is. There's this river, and there's an island on it that has one house. And it's one river instead
Yes,
of two. So I'm going to ask you, is that an island?
No.
I don't have a belt. Never mind.
Maybe.
I can't make that joke. I was about to like rip off a belt and just like snap it, and then I was like, I don't have a belt on.
You know what, Wyatt? Just because of you, it's not an island.
You know what I'm going to do about that?
You're gonna you're gonna drive home and grab a
I'm
belt.
gonna yank the wheel on our drive to West Virginia.
So you remember that time that you called it not an island?
Is it an island now, motherfucker?
Middle of the New River Gorge Bridge, the highest bridge in West Virginia. I think North America.
That'd be fun. That'd be a fun way down.
Oh, it'd be fun for at least like, I don't know how long the distance
5
of the
seconds?
fall would be.
20
It's at
seconds?
least 1 minute, depending on how.
1 minute.
I don't
That's
know.
a long time to think about death.
So
Yeah.
what you're saying is grab a parachute.
Oh yeah, no, it's actually big enough that you can parachute from it.
Can we
That's-
bungee jump off of
They
it? Can we? Should we bungee jump in West Virginia?
They do that on Bridge Day.
Bungee jump the car.
There's a catwalk thing you can do underneath the bridge.
Guys, what if we went bungee jumping? I want to go skydiving. Can we make that a YouTube video?
You're on your own, Chemo.
No, you gotta go. You gotta go.
I'm not jumping out of a
You
plane.
have to go. You have to go.
Is it Normandy?
Hey.
Yes.
It is not D-Day. It is not 1944.
What if I say we could? I was about to say
My
something.
grandfather once said something about like in Vietnam. His I think his commanding officer said the only people who jump out of planes are bird shit and or not. The only things that fall from the sky are bird shit and dumbasses. And I will live by that. Bird shit and dumbasses.
No.
Yeah.
I could just use a car.
What?
Nothing. We'll show you later.
Yeah.
He
Anyway.
sent a message that, or he typed in a thing that we can't repeat on this episode.
Oh fuck.
So, anyway, they run to Bruce Wayne's house, and the Bruce Wayne is not the Bruce Wayne that we saw before in the
He's a
movie.
different Bruce Wayne.
It's Michael Keaton. Which
It's
gets into my second.
Beetlejuice.
Which gets into my second problem with this movie.
Fair. I immediately at the gate. Fair.
I think that this movie is gonna be successful financially, but only because of the nostalgia feels. If you look at this movie as a movie, it's very mid. Add the nostalgia feels to it.
It's pretty good.
You feel good because you were a kid when you were watching these movies before.
Specifically Michael Keaton.
Specifically Michael Keaton. So you're like, aw, my feels. But the movie overall, kind of mid. You know what I'm saying?
It's okay.
Like, I feel like this one, unlike Far From Home, or No Way Home, No Way Home, I feel like No Way Home did the nostalgia feels better than this movie did.
Oh yeah.
For me, at least. You're a Batman guy. It might have been better for you. But, like, because I
I
feel like
I think No Way Home was a lot more
was better written.
natural.
It was a lot more better of a movie. Yeah.
They knew how to write, at
Yep.
least in the bare minimum way.
And I feel like this movie's just like Michael Keaton.
Look, Batman.
Michael Keaton. Like,
That's how I felt from the trailer at the first time I saw it. It was just like,
Is the Batman stuff great?
Batman from movie. Look, Batman from movie. And even the music is that way when Michael Keaton's on screen. It's like, see? We know the music. We know the one song. You know Batman's song.
I thought the Michael Keaton stuff was great though, but like I just feel like they're just like they were like shoving that down your throat. Like, look, it's Michael Keaton. Which is epiphany I had throughout the week, that in between watching the movie and making this podcast.
Whatever her name is, Supergirl was good. I liked her.
Actually, yeah, I don't remember the actress's name.
Yeah, she was pretty good. She worked with what she was given, and she was pretty good.
I think in terms of, Kara Zor-El. Yeah, I'd
she
take
was
it.
pretty good. Yeah.
I'm cool if she
I
came
wish
back
we got
for
to
that.
see her on screen with
Henry, yeah.
Cavill, yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Supergirl and Superman just
Yeah.
together would be nice.
I mean,
We
we
did
did-
get to see that. In
Yeah,
this
we
movie.
did see that.
In the Reeves universe, yes.
Wait. Oh, well.
We're
already said
way
spoilers.
past spoilers in the first place.
Like we said, if you haven't seen it, go fucking watch it.
But
Or just watch this. It's the same thing. It's just a rehash of everything that happens.
they have to go to Russia to get Superman.
Yeah. They make you think. I don't understand why Russia.
because
'cause
Russia is the
Also,
motherland
is
of
Russia
all.
still the Soviet Union in this?
I don't know what was going on with that.
Because
It was an old Soviet facility. And it's
Yeah,
just like
and it was still
that
being
also
worked on.
doesn't make sense.
Well, we get to see Batman beat people up.
That's essentially all it's good for.
Not only that,
This whole sequence is only good for that.
it's an old Soviet facility. She's there, and she's still young.
Well, think about it. When she lands on Earth, she's a teenager. And even if they've only kept her for 14-something years, Kal-El, no matter what, was supposed to crash before her.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's
it makes
true.
sense that she is young. There is no reason that she should be older than she actually
That's
is.
true.
Because she says that it's been at least like 10 years since they've had her.
But she was supposed to land that much longer after Clark?
Not supposed to. They were supposed to crash at the same time.
Right.
Something happened on the travel
She
there
got
that
off course.
she got, yeah. That's why she crash landed after.
Yeah. Well, I knew.
Time
Well,
and
yeah, I knew
relativity
she crashed
gap.
landed after, obviously.
But they were always supposed to be together because,
Mhm.
in like,
she
I
was supposed to be
believe-
the protector
yeah.
of him. Because he was just a little baby. Just a little baby.
Imagine she crash land. Well, I guess you don't have to imagine it. That's basically the Supergirl story. But I was like, Imagine if she crash landed in this movie, like after everything's all said and done, and then she just got out of the pod and she's like, "Oh."
Was there ever a comic line where they landed at the same time, like a what if thing?
I don't know if that's ever happened, honestly.
That'd be a cool story.
Like, what if Supergirl actually ended up being able to
Yeah.
raise Kal-El
yeah,
and show him the way?
yeah, I think that'd be rad. Why don't they do that?
Well, step one is they don't give anybody that writes for Superman the time of day to think.
And then the only time they've given the people who write for Supergirl the time of day has been recently. So
And even then,
She was one of the
that one's
first
a pretty decent
girl
story.
superheroes.
I don't even know which one you're talking
Like
about. It's from.
The really recent one?
When
think
is
it's like
when is
Girl-
recent? I don't even
The
know.
Girl
If Supergirl
Tomorrow, whatever, or Woman of Tomorrow, or whatever.
hadn't that been like years? I don't even know if there's a Supergirl main title right now in the comics. I know there's a few different Superman ones. One of them's, I think, still going. I haven't been updated on it in a few months.
Woman of Tomorrow.
From when is that from?
That one is.
If it's in the 2000s,
It's
still new.
2021.
Damn, so it's brand new. Ish. In comic years.
Is that Jeff Johns or is that someone else?
King, Lopez, and Bilquis. Or
What was the last one?
Bilquis? It's the cover artist.
What's the cover look like, or do you have a picture?
This one.
Oh, that's the one that they're wanting to base the new movie off
Yeah.
of.
Are they still making the movie?
James Gunn says so. I mean, I don't know what it's gonna happen.
Is it starring this girl or no?
No idea. It's so
Or
far off
is
that
it
like
gonna
we
be a
don't
girl
know.
closer to what's his name's age, who's playing Blue Beetle? What if they do like a universe reset with Blue Beetle, and they kind of like do like start with a character that not a lot of people cares about, just like the MCU did?
I think that's kind of what they're what James Gunn's done in a way already. I'd argue that that's what the Suicide Squad was. Is like that was in Peacemaker. You know what I mean? That's our tone setter. Not everything is going to be.
So do you think they're just getting all these movies out?
Yeah, some of these
because
were
they're
already
already
in
made,
production.
yeah.
Like Blue Beetle, it'd be dumb not to release that one.
So what if they,
Batgirl, supposedly it was pretty far along, but
They
if
just
they didn't
scrapped
release
it.
it, I think that means something was wrong with it.
yeah, like it was gonna be like James Gunn? What if James Gunn just walked in and goes, "You're all fired"?
That was shit. And then just walks off.
Like he sits down, watches the movie, and he gets out of the. He's like, "You're fired. You're fired. You're fired."
Because
You're
we
fucking
know
fired."
James Gunn doesn't give a shit. You know, like his interview where it's like, Endgame had an F word in it, but they were like, I asked the Russo brothers if that's what they wanted their legacy to be. So he asked me if that's what I want if that's what I want my legacy to be, and I was like, "Fuck yeah, that's what I want my legacy to be. Of course. Do you know who I'm? Do you know who I am?" Like he was
It's like, I'm James Gunn.
yeah. Like I was like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they go get Supergirl, and she kind of bang, like she just kills some Russians, like kills Russians.
Oh, yeah, no,
Yeah,
she is definitely rupturing every internal organ they have.
like full force punching. Just
Then again,
Just murder.
the Flash kills a few Kryptonians too. Like he Temple of Doomed one of them. He vibrated
think
their
it-
heart to death.
did he kill him or did he just?
yeah, I think
he
he
did.
did, just
He-
like
he-
how Reverse Flash would in like the first season of The Flash.
Yeah.
Where
he
he would
kill- he
vibrate
killed-
his
he
hand
was
and
killing
shove it into
them.
people.
Well, and then other Barry kills the lady by stabbing her.
Yeah.
I was like, dang, Barry. This is his. I was like, this is his villain arc, and I was like, oh, this is literally his villain arc.
And then he gets the things start getting stuck in him, right?
Yeah, he just keeps getting metal. Like, and they don't even explain like how does it coat his body at some point.
We just assume that it just keeps going.
Also, they freaking
And couldn't he just
they
phase
Luke
all of it out?
they Luke Skywalkered Batman.
I don't know if I'd say that.
They killed him.
because
They killed him like 9 times, 12 times, however many times.
the intention was that like
It was a fixed point.
Yeah.
that it was always going to happen.
It was a
And
canon
it wasn't
event.
just like they shoved it in there to kill off
Guys.
an old character. It was more like Batgirl was going to have Michael Keaton in it.
Yeah.
So the end game was that Batman was going to live when Barry fixes the timeline.
Oh, yeah.
Because the end of the movie, Bruce Wayne still exists.
Mhm.
I think they changed that, when
Fuck.
when that all changed.
Gary loaded a YouTube video. Okay, yeah.
But when that comes down to it,
It was a canon event. Can't be changed.
Fuck off!
so much effort to put that in.
It was a canon event, guys.
What was I
I'm gonna kick you. I'm gonna kick you in your canon event.
The Flash was supposed to be a hard reset for a lot of things. We were supposed to get Michael Keaton as the main Batman, and Batgirl, I think, was going to be the transfer state of they were going to have a Bat person, so that way they don't have to make a 70-year-old keep doing this. Blue Beetle was supposed to be a new hero that they could introduce and also continue to have someone that's in a role of superhero that's new, that's fresh, that's a kid.
Who would you want to play Batman?
I think we need to start looking outside of the box. I don't even know.
I think it needs to be like
anymore.
a Robert Downey
I
Jr.
really-
poll,
I-
like someone
okay.
who's like in the
Should
in the
we should
was
we
in the
spoil
heat, is
should
in
we
the heat,
spoil
you know what I'm saying?
the nipples?
Well, so what happens is that
Let's
they
get through the
keep
fight first.
retrying to save everyone. They keep trying to save everyone. They keep trying to save everyone, and then he's like, "Bro, quit." Then Dark Flash shows up. And he's like, "Don't quit. Do not quit." And then young Barry sees what he turns into, and during this, all these planets are getting sucked in. You know what I'm saying? Just like there's like how many? There was a white, pink, or white, red,
They're all different Earths.
white, green. What were the colors?
There's like
there was like 5.
black and white. There's blue. There's green. I think there's 2 different shades of blue.
We got to
There's
see
yellow.
We got to see Adam West Batman for like a 5-second spot. We got to see Jay Garrick I saw a thing that said that was this CW's Jay Garrick, like the one who.
Didn't look like him.
I didn't think it looked like him, but they're like it'll be played by the guy who played this
that
guy.
really didn't look like John Wesley Shipp. Isn't that his name?
No, not the
Zoom.
young guy, the guy who played Zoom.
Oh, definitely didn't look like
That's
him.
what I said. Like the
He
guy who was
way
pretending
too
to be Jay
stocky
Garrick.
for that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And so we did get to see Jay Garrick, which was cool.
That was in. Yeah, we also got to see George Reeves as Superman.
We got to see George Reeves, Superman, and Supergirl together.
That's
Christopher Reeve.
Christopher Reeves. George Reeves was the black and white TV
Oh,
and movie serials,
Okay.
like the first live action
Yeah.
Superman.
and then we get to see Nick Cage
Cage.
as Superman.
For an
and what could
extended
have
amount
been.
of time.
I will
It wouldn't
say,
have looked that good back then if they made the movie when they wanted to.
Oh, there was going to be some weird
It
stop
w- it-
motion thing going
yeah,
on.
it wouldn't have looked that good and polished, but it was kind of cool to see what could have been.
Yeah, Ellie was like, "What?" I took my girlfriend to see it. She was like, "What the fuck is Nick Cage doing?" And I was like, "Oh, you don't know. It's okay."
Well, how many? Well, and like Ellie, like how many
Yeah, not
people is
just
that
a
going to come out of
cameo,
left
it's just
field for? Like how many? There's going to be like a bunch of normal moviegoers that just going to be like, why is Nick Cage in this movie?
There's going to be a
Weird.
ton of
Why is Nick
moviegoers
Cage
that don't
Superman?
understand black and white Superman even existing, or like Adam West Batman floating past the screen for a second. Why did that Batman look funny?
It's Adam. That was Batman for like a long time.
Yeah.
Adam West was
From
longest running Bat. Has he been the Batman for like? Was he the Batman for the longest period of time before they recasted someone, or is that Keaton?
I mean, in between live actions, technically, because it
That's
was
what I
from
mean.
like 1967, I think, is when the last
Like,
any
how
kind of
long was
live
his
action we
show?
would have seen of him. Kind of contained to just the year of 1966, 1967.
Okay.
They kind of made those episodes really fast, and the movie was also pretty rushed.
Okay.
So there's 2 seasons in a movie, and then 3-ish seasons, actually. It's weird. And then you've got, over here, Michael Keaton in 1989.
Yeah.
From that point to this point, that's how long it's been since someone else played Batman in live action. And for the longest time, Adam West and Burt Ward were also animated Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
And I think there was another guy somewhere in there that did animated stuff, but Adam West and Burt Ward did it for a long
There's
time.
also Kevin Conroy. But
That didn't happen until after 1989.
Yeah,
That
that's
was
true.
the main part of my statement,
oh yeah, that's
was the 1989. Because if I'm not mistaken, the animated series didn't happen until 1991.
We didn't get to see the Batmobile drive. We just got to see it sit.
Correct.
How do you feel about that?
Fully anticipated that.
You did.
Oh yeah, because they were like, so we see the bat. If we were gonna see it drive, we would have saw it in a trailer. Because that was too big for them to like keep in their pants. Because we got that in the very first look. Was just like, see, Batmobile, the one you like. See, you fat nerds, it's the Batmobile. Go sweat on it. God. That's how this movie felt to me. It was just like, see, we understand you like that Batman.
Right, make a note. Next tier list video, we have to rate. We have to do a tier list of the Batmobiles.
Oh, I've got some loaded opinions.
Make a note. Make a note somewhere. Next tier list video, we have to do that. So Batman dies like 9 times as well. Like it was just kind of like the first time you're like, oh my god. He's like, I'm going down with the ship, and then he just goes down. Like the ship does not. The ship wasn't affected. It was and I was like, okay, that's way too funny for that to be the last. For him just to be dead now.
Yeah.
Like it was kind of like Star-Lord and Guardians. It was like, okay, that's way too funny for
In
him
this
to
case,
die.
I think it was funny because our sense of humor is either screwed up or it was poorly written.
The ship's just there unfazed. I was just
It's
like, oh.
It's like that's either supposed to be really funny or someone's getting fired.
I was just like, dang, they have to do him so dirty like that.
Because it makes sense that he would try to sacrifice himself. That makes sense. It's Batman. But just like to choose a target that's ray shielded,
So
that he can tell visually
Right.
by all the rocket fire going on.
and so Barry saves Barry from Barry to save to save every other universe except his.
Yes.
Young Barry sacrifices for our Barry because the Dark Flash is Barry, young Barry, if he just doesn't stop trying to fix the timeline. Which is revealed that young Barry went back in time to make old Barry create young Barry. Is everyone following?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Then he goes back to his timeline.
We think he's back in his timeline.
And he finds a way to save his dad without
something
messing
about
up
that was weird.
without messing up the timeline at all, which I thought was weird.
It allows his dad to get out of prison.
So there was a plot point earlier in the movie that they saw him at the store to like as an alibi, so to prove that he didn't kill his mom or kill his wife, but he never looked up. So Barry put the sauce or the tomatoes on the top shelf so he would look up, and then that saves his dad at the end of the movie.
So that way the camera, sees
Yeah.
his face.
But then, Bruce calls him up. He's like, "Hey, yo, congratulations, Barry, buddy, old pal that I know."
Old chum.
And then, motherfucking,
Yeah, we see Ben Affleck's car from the beginning of the movie pull up. However,
it's Clooney
It's
with his nipples and
fucking-
all.
It's fucking Clooney.
well, we don't see his nipples.
No, but
I was like, I just remember saying like,
when the first words that I
Nipples are
said,
unconfirmed.
I was like, "Return to the nipples, return to the bat nipples," and Ellie looked at me really confused.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ellie was like, "What are you talking
The
about?"
rest of us were on the same page, and Ellie was,
Wyatt, we need to do a DC marathon for her.
something.
Yeah.
Well, I've already talked about even like we need a moment to set aside and watch some of this stuff, so that way we can have a what do I call it? Mini series. Because I don't want to just spitball it and not have seen it. So that also works.
Yeah.
If this is a way I can push that forward, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like the DCAU. I
love
want to
it,
do that,
yeah.
but we all have to actually watch it.
I've watched most of
I've
it.
seen
That
the
you
whole-
have to revisit it and be on top of it for the miniseries, though. Because that's how a miniseries works when you do research.
Anyway, so the world is saved, and then the movie ends.
Yeah, we end on Clooney's beard.
Clooney's gorgeous beard.
I think it's gonna suffer in terms of like multiversal movies,
Which
just
might be
because-
changed, Connor says. There's like a chance that Clooney's not going to be in the final cut.
Yeah. Yeah, because people have been saying like there's leaks that something was happening with that, but who knows? I don't. If
We
Clooney-
saw the ending where Clooney was at the end.
yes, and
Let
we're
us know if you
we're
see
not
different.
bullshitting you here. He was actually there.
Yeah.
So now it's like I'm curious if I should go to a theater and watch it again just to see if it's different. But part of me is just like, man, I don't want to watch it again.
You don't want to sit there for another 2.5 hours.
Yeah, essentially that's It's just like, okay, so I have to watch the same movie again just to see if a few scenes are different. Because supposedly the press got to see a different movie than what will come out on this Friday. So it's like,
Yeah, I don't know.
what is this?
Well, didn't they record multiple endings to the movie as well?
They did.
Did they clue it? Is that what they did? Different theaters will see different things?
Because what if there's a cutout there where Barry doesn't sacrifice himself
It just
and
all
just
goes wrong.
destroys the whole universe?
Cut where we see Adam West longer.
Yeah. What if there's a cut? I think we should have saw some different flashes. It's a Flash movie.
Right, we didn't get any other
We
Flash.
didn't get the
and it's
70s
just like
show Flash. We didn't get Grant Gustin.
70s.
Wasn't there a 90s show?
90s.
90s.
90s show.
70s.
Sorry, 90s show. My bad. It was 90. Wasn't it like 97? Is that where
It
I'm
was,
getting
yeah.
7?
Something like that.
Anyway, but we didn't get Grant Gustin's Flash.
Which I was kind of really expecting.
Well, there was the whole thing with
Ezra Miller
Ezra
appeared
Miller
on the CW.
CW. Yeah. It was like, whoa, man, how are you here?
So it's like that would have been perfect and brought it mildly
I thought there
full
could have been a cool
circle.
thing where he went back to the Justice League fighting, what's his name, Steppenwolf, and be like, "Hey, bro, I need your help real quick," and then like pull him into the time loop and get in that Flash. So there could have had both of the suits on the same screen instead of this weird
literally
like,
ripped up Batman suit.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think we should have got to see more Flash and like maybe a Jay Garrick. Like we could have casted a Jay Garrick.
Just another one, like a real one,
yeah.
something, just for a second. Someone we've even already seen before. Like I said, I think his name was John Wesley Shipp. I can't actually remember the actor's name.
John Wesley Shipp.
Literally see him for a few seconds. That's all it needed. Just another Flash.
What if we had a Green Lantern? Like that'd have been cool. I just
Yeah, just something other than a Batman, a Superman, and a Flash.
Batman.
And we only see another Flash for a quick second, and it looks like a video game cutscene of some, like, not even a real person.
Yeah.
Yep. But anyway, guys, I think that's give the movie a rating out of 10. Out of 10.
Out of 10 bananas.
How many lightning
I think it's
bolts?
solid 6, maybe 5.
I was gonna say 5. It's very mid, without the nostalgia feels.
Yeah, it's
I'm rating without nostalgia.
I would say 6 because like
it
it defied expectation, but I mean, the expectation was still very low.
I liked it more than Aquaman.
You did?
Yeah.
Really.
I don't think Aquaman's that good.
Yeah.
The cinematography is kind of hard to look at.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's like the opposite of Zack Snyder.
It's too
It's
bright.
overly bright.
Oh my
and
God.
obnoxious.
Oh my God, you're right.
It's like the two polar opposites in the same movie universe, and it's like, for the love of God.
We got to see Jason Momoa.
Oh yeah, there was a post-credit scene.
Yeah.
That
Where he was drunk and he's like, "I am home, Barry. I am home."
And he, yeah,
And he falls in
face
the
Go get
down
more
in a
beer.
puddle.
Arthur, this is Atlantean treasure. He's like, "Good, Barry.
to tell them that.
Tell them that." What a fool, bro. That's honestly the saddest part about this universe ending is Jason Momoa leaving, because I really liked him as Aquaman.
They might talk him into staying for different roles though, because
Like
it seems
what?
that James Gunn's kind of into him for Lobo.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are in for him.
Yeah.
Lobo.
I think they should just
Honestly,
never touch Lobo and don't try it because it's
if
not going
they-
to work.
If they try
think-
Lobo, I'd say Negan.
God, no.
Really?
No.
No?
He's an old man. That's like much
Oh.
more like a Thomas Wayne. Negan. Like,
Yeah.
what's his nuts from The Walking Dead? Like
Okay.
that actor
Yeah,
who played Thomas Wayne in.
that's fair. Yeah.
He like his
Who
vibe.
played
He's
Thomas Wayne in it?
Batman vs Superman.
Oh, he did.
Think about
He
it.
did. Yeah.
But like he's much more of like Lobo's a big giant party guy, and Momoa has that, but Momoa's too nice. You need like a Lemmy Kilmister.
Well, he did do Tyrion Lannister from Game of Thrones. He was kind of mean.
He was a warlord. Lobo's a rock star to a certain degree.
Yeah, but Lobo, I mean, I don't know. I feel like if there's anyone to do it, I feel like he might do the best of it. Like, who would you put in that spot?
I would
I know
never.
you say
I would
I know
never
you say
touch
no
it.
one, but like,
Literally, don't touch it.
but
like,
if you had to choose someone,
no, you can't. There's nobody that can do it. I think that Lobo is one of those characters that does not translate to screen. Like Booster Gold translates to screen. Spider-Man translate to screen. Like Martian Manhunter translate that to
What
screen.
if Lobo's their Deadpool?
That's kind of what he does.
Yeah.
It's just that also doesn't translate well because of the way he does it. Because he'll pick up a town and eat it.
Yeah.
He killed his entire race because of a high school science experiment. It just doesn't. I don't think that would work. Lobo works in animation because they can do whatever they want for 5 seconds and then send him on his way. But like a whole movie dedicated to him, I don't trust Hollywood to know well enough because they don't have enough
I don't
sweaty
know.
nerds.
Do you think that I wasn't even imagining a whole movie dedicated to him? I was just imagining him popping in and out. Like,
then he might be able to do it, but it would only short term.
like, I don't know.
I'm worried about the voice that they're going to have for the Scarab in the Blue Beetle movie, for God's sake.
Oh,
It's Siri.
no. It's Becky G.
I know, but it
Who's
sounds like
Becky G?
Siri. Like, it sounds like a robot. Like,
I prefer if it was just like Young Justice and it's just beeps and clicks.
yeah.
Because he knows what it's saying.
What if it's just what if you could program it to be anything, and it's just the Chewbacca roar? And that's how he talks to the beetle.
I don't even know how to respond to that one.
What if what if it is clicks and beeps, but he's like, I can't understand you. Can you sound like my phone?
That
And
would work.
And
I'll
it sounds
take
like
that.
Siri or something. But that's just me. Like,
Can you
like-
interface with my phone?
Yeah. And what if the beetle what if the beetle just makes him a phone?
That also.
So, like,
works.
what brand
I'll
of phone
also
is
take it.
that? It'd be like, oh, it's a Huawei phone.
It's a Huawei.
Because no one knows what Huawei phones
This
look like unless you own one.
But who is that? I don't know what that means.
Want a break from the ads? Is that her?
She's.
That's a.
Remember the
I only know the dude voice.
Remember
I know, but
the
there's a girl voice. who
in
does
the
it.
live action Power Ranger, like the newer Power Rangers movie. She was the Yellow Ranger.
That helps marginally.
Anyway, we're out of time.
I never watched the Power Rangers
Oh, fair
movie.
enough.
We're out of time for this week's episode of the podcast. Please go see The Flash. I would go see it. If you're a fan
Do
of
it so that way you
superheroes.
can finance James Gunn.
Anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Wyatt, what is the secret word?
J.
The letter J?
No, like spelt out like the name.
Oh,
Like
okay.
Blue Jay. Okay.
I was gonna say like Jay Garrick.
Okay.
Yep. So go down in the comments. Wyatt will give you a gold star, maybe. He might give you a kiss
I'll find you.
and kiss you.
Get a little kiss on the forehead. Good night.
Anyway,
Kiss
guys,
on
we'll
the
see y'all
forehead.
next week.
Bye bye.